Hello students, welcome to this online course of Water Resource Engineering. So till now we have covered various types of, till now we have covered I think 5 types of techniques. We have covered flooding, free flooding, furrow irrigation, basing and etc. So today we are going to see what is the sprinkler irrigation method. So in this method, water is applied to the soil in the form of spray through a network of pipes and pumps. Sprinkler you might have seen in parks, basically in parks or the fountains which are used for decorative purposes. They are having sprinklers. So water is coming from the sprinkler and it is being sprayed through a network of pipes. The pipe and pumps are beneath the earth surface and sprinkler is used for spraying of the water to the soil. So it is a kind of an artificial rain and therefore gives very good result. So you can assume the sprinkler is providing or producing a type of rain which is artificial because it is produced by us. So it is a artificial rain, so that's why it gives very good results. But what are the problems? It is a costly process and widely used in USA. We are not using it widely because being a developing country we don't have that much money. So this is widely used in USA basically. It can be used for all type of soils and for widely different topographies and slope because the water we can control. The water which is being sprayed, that can be controlled by us, so it can be used for all type of soil. If the permeability is very high, then we will permeability is high, so we will increase the rate of flow. If the permeability is very low, then we can reduce the rate of flow depending upon the topographic condition and slope conditions. If slope is very steep, then we will reduce the discharge. If slope is very gentle, then we can increase. So depending upon the requirement, depending upon the soil and depending upon topographies, it can be used. It is like multi-purpose, or you can say it is very versatile in its use. It can advantageously be used for many crops because it fulfills the normal requirement of uniform distribution of water. One more advantage is the water is being uniformly distributed because it is a kind of rain. And this method possesses great potentialities for irrigating areas in Rajasthan. Why in Rajasthan? Because it receives very less water. So in sprinkler irrigation method, water is not getting wasted. So with less amount of water, we can irrigate more field. So that is why it has a great potential in Rajasthan, where other types of surface or subsurface irrigations are very difficult. In this region, the other types of irrigation are very difficult because there is very less amount of water, and that too it is not evenly distributed. The topography is not even, it is irregular. So that is why it can be used widely in Rajasthan. This method is not only costly but requires a lot of technicalities because we are using network of pipe and pumps. So that is why it requires money as well as various technicalities. So what are the conditions favoring the adoption of this method? First, when the land topography is irregular, as I have discussed, when the land gradient is steeper and soil is easily erodible. So if gradient is steeper, what we will do, we will reduce the discharge. When soil is excessively permeable, here we will increase the discharge because soil is highly permeable. When the water table is high, next, when the seasonal water requirement is low. So what are the next conditions when the crops to be grown are first as to require humidity control? If a crop which is requiring a control on humidity, such as a tobacco crop, then also we can use sprinkler irrigation method. Crops having shallow roots, crops requiring high and frequent irrigation. If irrigation requirement is high and that too frequent, then also sprinkler irrigation method is suitable. When the water is available with difficulty and scarce, as I said, in the region of Rajasthan, why it is suitable? Because their water is difficultly available, because or you can say water is not very easily available and it is very less. Scarce means less. Now we are having three types of sprinkler system. First is permanent system, second is semi permanent system, and third is portable system. As the name is suggesting, in permanent system pipes are permanently buried in such a way that they do not interfere with the farming operations. What does this mean? Permanent system means the pipe is being buried below the ground surface. So farming is done on the surface, so there is no interference between. It is a permanent system. Once it is set up, it will be there for many years. In semi permanent system, there is mixed type of system. This is mixture of permanent and portable system. Okay. The main source of water is being buried inside the surface beneath the soil surface, and the sprinkler system is available at the surface. So this is all about the types of sprinkler systems. And now what are the advantages and limitations? So advantages, that as I have told, the seepage losses, evaporation losses, productivity we can increase, cultivation area is not being lost in digging. In normal, what we should do, we used to dig the surface for cropping, but in this we can avoid that. The water application rate is less because the infiltration we are removing, we are directly putting the water to the, because we are providing very less water, so infiltration will also be less, so water utility of water will get increase. With the help of this sprinkler system, the fertilizers can be uniformly applied, because what we will do, we will mix the fertilizer with the water and we will sprinkle the water having fertilizers, so it will get evenly distributed. So initial cost is high, but labor cost is very less, because there is no requirement of labors. We have to set up the pumps and pipe network, and after that can be controlled by very less labor, with the help of very less labor power, and efficiency achieved by this system is very high. It can go up to 80%. What does this 80% mean? We will be discussing the various efficiencies in the coming lectures, but right now just let us understand it. 80% means if we are providing 1 liter of water to the field, so in the root zone of the crops 800 milliliter of water is being stored. So this is the efficiency we are going to achieve. So it is nothing like only advantages are there are some limitations also. So first one can be the high wind. If there are high wind, the sprinkler pattern can get distorted, because if wind is there, we will be targeting some portion of the land, but it will get distorted with high winds. So if high winds are there, the uniform distribution of water is not possible. So this is one of the disadvantages. One other another one, it can be if the temperature is very high. So what is, if water is getting in contact with high temperatures, it will get evaporated very easily. Okay. Other can be, what the cost is there, so electricity is required, so higher electricity required, and the constant water supply is also required. It is also needed for this system to work. So this is all about the sprinkler system. You can refer any of the books to learn more about this. This is a very latest kind of method, so you can search for more. So finally we came at the seventh method, which is drip irrigation method. It is also called as trickle irrigation. It is the latest field irrigation technique and is meant for adoption at places where there exists acute scarcity of irrigation water and other solved problems. Sprinkler also same requirement was there. Here, if water is very short, water availability is very less, then we will use drip irrigation. What we are doing in this method? In this method, water is slowly and directly applied to the root zone of the plant, thereby minimizing the losses by evaporation and percolation. So water is being applied, if this is the, these are the roots. So what we are doing, we are applying water directly to the root zone. This system involves laying of system of head, mains, sub mains, laterals and drop nozzles. So this is also very costly system, and it also require huge initial cost. So that's why it is also not very popular in India. These system, like the advanced systems, these are popular in developed countries, like in European countries or in USA, United States of America. Their people are using it widely because they can afford these kind of methods. So this was all about the methods, techniques of water. How these we have discussed 7 types of method in which water can be applied into the farms. So this is all for today. In the next lecture, we will be learning about the quality of irrigation water and the various type of efficiencies, with the help of which we can decide which technique to be used. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.